welcome to an episode of the Dragon Capture Jar, where I take a random dragon monster and talk about off the cuff. So here is a lovely jar, and this week it's caught for us the Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. Now, I have talked about this card before. I have this in a sleeve for a good reason, but this is the Ghost Rare. Now, there's a little story behind this and the reason why I want to talk about it. When the Ghost of the Past was first released, I did make a video where I bought just a couple of boxes to open it and see if I can pull it, because this was the only card I really wanted from the set. And my husband, who works away in Alberta, like, the cards are cheaper there, so he only bought one box of Ghost of the Past, but he pulled the Ghost Dark Magician because that is his luck. So officially we have two of the main Chase Ghost Rares, but how I got this in my possession, because the fact I didn't pull it, I'm like, okay, well, this is difficult to get. There's no point in me trying anymore. No point in trying to get the card either, because if you looked online, it's not exactly cheap. But someone locally here did pull it, and they weren't really interested in keeping it. They actually wanted to trade because there's a few big cards that person wanted. So my husband and one of his friends, right, basically they made an arrangement. One of them was able to trade to get it. You know, he had some pretty big cards that the person wanted, and then my husband was able to get it off his friend, you know, through trading, you know, a little bit of money. And but basically, yeah, so I was completely taken by surprise by this. They did this behind my back. I had no idea what was going on. A lot of times my husband, if there's a card I really need or want for a deck or collection, like, he's usually able to trade for it because we do have a lot of cards in our collection. So yes, one of our dueling friends, he was, you know, he comes here to play once in a while, but he left his deck here. And we also borrowed him some DVDs to watch, and he was saying, hey, can I come over to get my deck and I can bring back your DVDs? I'm like, sure. But see, we both have weird working schedules and they never sync up. So I'm like, well, listen, like, I have a place outside the house, a safe place. You can just pick up your deck and leave the DVDs. But he was always able to come up with a creative reason not to do it, right? So I'm like, okay. So finally, he's like, hey, are you home? Like, I am for like a half hour or so. So he comes over, we make the exchange, but then he's like, hey, take this. And I was blown away. So if you want to see the actual reaction to that, just click on the link in the description below and have fun, because I was completely shocked and taken back by this. But yes, so if I want to include the Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon in my Chaos Max Rarity deck, well, I can do that now. But yes, I just thought that would be a fun story, a fun thing to talk about for this episode of the Dragon Capture Jars. So have any of you been able to pull or acquire a Ghost Rare like this? Let me know in the comments below, because it doesn't matter what the Ghost Rare is, like whatever card it is. It doesn't have to be Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. They're just really difficult to get, and my husband is just that good at pulling them, because not only did he pull the Dark Magician, but in a previous set, he just randomly bought a couple of boosters at Walmart, and he pulled the Ghost Rare of Ra, the Winged Dragon of Ra. So it's just, yeah, so I'm thinking, you know, if he were to go to buy a random box of Ghost of the Past, it wouldn't surprise me if he just randomly pulls one of these guys. So it's just crazy. So always remember to be a good sport, play the game and not the fame.